This is the Night Owls Disc Golf Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm JP.
And I'm Ben.
All right. Well, door_disc_golf, night_owl_pod, and then doordisc.com, where you can buy all your disc golf stuff and things. I'm getting worse at that. After how many episodes? Like 140 episodes? How many is it, JP?
I've lost track how many. I don't know if we're up to that high, but it's getting up there.
I bet you were at least 120, huh?
Yeah, I would think around there.
Because we were 100 in November, December, weren't we?
January, I believe.
January, yeah.
Oh, was it January? All right. Sweet. Okay. With that being said, we do have a YouTube channel. Keep your eye on that. It's Door Disc Golf. And then Casual Relief. Ben, you want to take it away and let us know about Casual Relief?
Yeah, Casual Relief. Just but a few dudes just talking nonsense, nothing super specific, just kind of topics that come into our brains or our group chats, rather, just about disc golf topics. So you don't have to listen in order or on a schedule. It's really not kind of anything super specific or current events. So just some fun stuff flowing and just some good conversation about all things random in disc golf. So Casual Relief, be sure to listen on your favorite podcasting platform.
Very nice. It is fun. It is enjoyable, even though you have to hear Ben's voice again, but it's still worth it.
I don't even want to hear my own voice twice. So if you're some of the loyal listeners that hear me twice a week, I'm sorry.
Was that a question? Or
I don't know how to feel.
All right. Well, here is my thought-provoking and engaging question for this episode. What is your happy place and why do you use it? PG-13. Let's start with Ben. Ben has a smile, so let's see it.
My happy place is any elevated surface in which I can consume an adult beverage, preferably outside.
An elevated surface?
Yeah, he's talking about a pole.
No, I'm talking like I like rooftop bars. I like balconies, like somewhere where there's like a view. Like I find that to be very where I can like there's a couple of breweries like that I've been to that I really like that have like outdoor like balcony spaces or like a rooftop bar where like you can just chill out and hang out and take in a view. Like any place like that where, you know, little food, little beverage. It's where my mind went as a happy place.
Okay. Because when you said that, I was thinking like high tops. I mean, like the high top tables in the bar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sitting on those, but when you're as short as I am, sometimes, you know, it just makes you feel tall. But
that was kind of where I was going.
Yeah.
Even though the feet are dangling, but
yeah. But no, but specifically, I enjoy outdoor elevated surfaces to which I can enjoy some food and beverage at with some people.
Okay. All right. So, and that's the where, and the why is just to consume.
I think the why is just like with that. It's, I mean, the food and the beverage is part of it, but I'm always with people that I genuinely enjoy being around. So, you know, it's always a low pressure situation as well, where it's just kind of very relaxing and no serious conversations are happening. And it's, you know, dumb debates. It's an extension of my random question, you know, so it's always like that is the why, because it's like the no pressure situation.
Nice. All right, JP, let's hear it.
Oh, man. I don't really know, but I just enjoy being at home a lot, honestly. Being out on the road and like dealing with people and traffic and everything, it's just always good feeling to get home. But I think the other place is like the movie theater. I just like going to the movies, like just genuinely sit there enjoying and kind of zoning out and watching something and not having to pay attention to like anything else that's going on in the outside world at that time. It just kind of draws your mind away from stuff. So,
So
yeah, I think
are you looking forward to seeing Oppenheimer then for 3 hours plus of not having to
I
think
cannot
about
wait.
the world?
or does it make you think about the world?
Yes,
because of what
exactly.
happens
It's a
in that
fair question.
Yeah. No, I definitely want to go see that. The new Ninja Turtle movie is coming out in like a week, so I kind of want to. I'm seeing. I want to go see that.
Can I say something about that movie?
Which one?
The animation kills me with the new Ninja Turtles. I can't handle the animation. It's like the new Spider-Man too.
Oh, the new Spider-Man's great.
I think the story is fine, but I can't the animation. It's not my style animation.
That's because it's not anime, is it?
Well,
Is
no,
that what
it's not that it's not anime. Because I would say that's probably closer to anime than
Yeah.
a lot of. But I don't know. It's just something about that new age, no clean line. Everything's
I think it's funny because I think that the new animation is very much closer to the way comic books are kind of drawn than
yes.
what some of the other animation is.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree 100%. But for some reason in this, obviously not live action, but in like a film or video format, I don't know why. I know it doesn't hit me the right way. Anyways, but I was like super excited to see it. And then I was like focusing on the animation, or I'm focusing on the animation in the previews. And I'm like, come on, why am I looking at the animation? Like, just enjoy it. Anyways, but Oppenheimer, I can't wait to see. So you gave us the where and you gave us the why. So
Yeah.
Perfect. So I guess it's my turn. So my happy place, I think, has become just anywhere I'm alone. I know this is
that sounds so
weird.
sad. Do we need to check on you, Shane?
We're talking PG here, so don't worry. No. Like, I think alone with a purpose. Like if I'm out disc golfing by myself, riding my bike by myself, doing something like that. And I found that I used to put in headphones and listen to podcasts and do all kinds of stuff all the time. And I found that just leaving everything out of my head and just being alone and have my thoughts and work through things and do stuff like that. I think because my profession requires me to be in front of people for so much, and I have to be on and I have to make sure things are right, and I'm constantly catering to people, that it's easy for me to get overwhelmed. And being out by myself and working through all this stuff that I don't get to work through when I'm in front of people and on, it's so nice. It's so nice. And the other reason I say that is because I just went on a mountain bike ride and I got back 10 minutes before JP got here. And I just loved it because it was I was a little bit tense before I left. By the time I got back, I was like, this is great. And it was great. So anyways, that's all. Just wanted to see where your guys' happy place was. Because mine is alone. But it's also like Taco Burrito Mexico. That was a happy place for me. That was a really happy place for me.
Yeah. That's killer.
Yeah. All right. So with that being said, let us know why you suck. I'm going to start this week. So I have played quite a bit, actually. I did League and I played two other times. And I suck. I think right now is I am having the army putts. Usually it's like army fairways, left, right, left, right. My putts are left and right. And I think I'm over analyzing my putt instead of just letting it happen. I've been putting for so long. Just let my body do what it knows how to do. But for some reason I'm thinking about it. And I'm pulling right, pulling left. It was crazy. We did, I think I was 3 under, and I could have easily been 7 under the last time I played. But if it wasn't for 15-foot putts, missed wide right, not hitting a thing, or left in when I make the correction coming back. So that's why I suck. I'm overthinking my putting.
I got limes. That's why I suck.
Have you been playing or anything?
Yeah, it's just it's not super serious. It's just a small spot on my back from when I pulled the tick off after the preserve that just never really cleared up. Doctors weren't super concerned about it. Just did the treatment, but it's still just you got to do it. You got to take care of it. You can't neglect it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I have been playing, and I have since captured the power of Ricky Because since pulling that tick off at my league in Green Bay, I've gone 3 for 3 and I've won 3 weeks in a row. So spidey senses.
Are you sure you don't have the power of the tick?
You know, it is what it is. You never like. I mean, who's to say? All I know is that I've been throwing the disc well. The last week I was the only one that finished under par to win that division, and then I won by 3 strokes this past week. So like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it is the tick.
Openly admitting he's a bagger, JP.
Uh-oh.
That's 2 weeks in a row, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I call it bagger.
I told Lucas, the league director, I was like, I should probably move up. And he goes, I don't know about that, man. You would have taken DFL in the division above. So teach his own.
All right. Yeah.
True.
All right, JP, your turn. Why do you suck?
Well, I did play the league this week, so that was fun for like half a round. I was doing really well, and then all of a sudden, halfway through, I just started making I don't know if it was bad mental errors, but just bad throws in general. But part of it was, I think, I'm not going to blame this on Dempsey.
You throwing your kid under the
bus? Throw your
bus.
kid under the bus. Do it.
That's another reason to suck. No, I
suck because I'm dead.
Well, no, yeah.
It's okay. We don't have to go anymore. No.
No, it just became one of those things where I had to start talking to him about talking when people are throwing and other things. So I started concentrating more on that than mentally being able to like check myself back in and out, like to like play. So it's like being dad during the round and like explaining, hey, don't do this. And then I get up and do stuff. And I'm like, But
So,
I don't know.
JP is actively counting down the years until he can stick him on a card with somebody else. And then say,
You'd
hey,
gladly go bother Shane.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't have a problem with it. It's funny.
Yeah.
I kind of missed him. I was like, man, nobody's stealing discs out of my bag. And
Oh, he was doing that to Joe, and then he was bothering Joe big time for starbursts as well. Like he offered Dempsey like 2 or 3, and all of a sudden it was like every other hole is like, I need more starbursts. It's like, we'll get you some next. We'll buy your own bag for next time. That's what we'll do. So you don't have to bother anybody.
Oh, that'll be great because then I can bother him for some.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thrower hanger flipper, what did we buy? I'm going to go first again. I bought a Fluid Judge, and I bought an EMAC Truth with our wonderful stamp on it. And I bought a cinnamon. I don't know what happened there. The cinnamon is an absolutely magical disc. So the vanilla and the cinnamon, absolutely beautiful discs. Throw them well. So the cinnamon, I actually parked hole 18 with. I was only 15 feet away with the cinnamon. It was a beautiful, like just full flight.
in my wildest dreams could I park 18. So that's a great one to get.
Wow. I think you could.
The answer is no. So
you can throw 340.
Yes, I can.
You think?
I can. I know I can, but I don't play Wildberry enough to figure out anything about that course to figure out the best course of action. So that's why it's a pipe dream.
Okay.
That, and I also take the back route. I go down the left side and take that tunnel.
I know a lot of people do that. It's actually kind of funny when we put it in. We thought like, oh, so people that have these errant shots can go this way. It's not a complete jail situation, and it seems to be a viable option for a lot of people. Oh, all right. Who's next? JP.
Sure. I turned in a bunch of discs at Tour Disc, and so did that. And then I also got a cinnamon and a vanilla.
How do you like this? Have you thrown the cinnamon yet?
I haven't thrown either of them yet. I haven't had a chance to. Yeah, I'm curious how, because I've been throwing the CD1 They're pretty similar numbers wise, but I'm just curious how it's going to be. And I almost thought about buying one of the like retooled Lotuses as well, just to check it out, but I decided not to. And then I ordered them a long time ago, but I got the Brixton Golden Era cards.
The ones that Mike Harrington unboxed.
Yeah, he has like, I don't know how many boxes Mike bought, but it was a lot.
I'd have to call him and see if he wants to get rid of one of them.
He's selling them in the shop. I know he bought some, like a lot for himself because I think he's hoping to complete the set. Yeah, and then, I think he has some available for sale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he talks about that on the Casual Relief, that was going to be his goal, was to figure out like a set of something and then do it. So yeah, I think he's selling some duplicates right now.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Did you open JP? Did you get any? Did you go through it yet?
Yeah, I did open them. I got a couple people, like I got a Rebecca Cox signature card. I got a Ken Climo signature.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
that's a good
that
one.
was pretty good pull. And then I got Avery Jenkins artifact, which is like, it was like a piece of his jersey or something, and then Barsby one as well. And so a lot of just common cards, but there's gold packs too, like that you can get like special stuff out of, one things, but I haven't seen anybody or heard of anybody pulling anything Kristen related. So I don't know if like I would imagine something's got to be up with her or Paige and Paul, but I haven't seen too much.
I know it's be a lot to pay for their likenesses now.
Yeah.
We're kind of getting big time. All right, Ben.
I did not.
Oh, you already kind of told us.
Well, I told you guys, but not the listeners.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't buy any discs, but coming tomorrow via the United States Postal Service will be a Birdie Pro with the Fox Run expansion that I purchased off a Kickstarter back in Waco when that went live. So excited to get that with the Kickstarter bundle. You got some blank player cards, so you could make your friends and put them in the game and figure out.
Oh, that's cool.
So you did that, but the Kickstarter also had team MVP players. So it was Simon, James Conrad, Raven Newsom, Sarah Holcomb, and Madison Walker are all playable characters. So if you just buy the regular version of the game, you only get the fictitious players. But if you back the Kickstarter, you got the players. So
that's cool.
Nice.
And they did that for some of the other versions as well. So like I have the original Run game, which you can get in the Door Disc Golf Shop. And then that one, Simon's in that one. And so is Paul Macbeth. But then they did a couple other Kickstarters out there for like the Yarva expansion with Eureka Temp. So like there are some players that are floating out there, like Kevin Jones and Ricky Wysocki are also out there. So yeah, excited to get that tomorrow and crack it open hopefully next weekend and play. I love Birdie, and I'm excited to play this new version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for the ones that we have in the shop, they were the first runs. So that's the only place you can find the Paul and the Simon cards.
Yep.
So it's I think we have about 10 left now, 12 left. So they actually go every once in a while. We'll get one that'll get sent somewhere, and we're like, oh my goodness, because we don't have boxes that fit that thing. So I end up having to make a box, but I'm pretty good at making boxes. I'm sure the post office doesn't like me when I drop it off, but there's enough tape on it. All right. So, let's get into it. We'll talk about our preview. So we're just going to talk about Slam Ball, and that'll be the most important thing we talk about. Then we'll talk about the United Series. We'll talk about Mid-America. And then we'll just give another quick recap of Ledgestone. We won't go through our picks because, first of all, I don't remember my picks. And, but yeah, we'll just give it a quick mention.
Ledgestone hasn't happened yet.
No, I'm saying for this coming weekend.
Oh,
right. Yeah, real quick, as we're recording this, we got a playoff.
Yep, I just looked at that.
For Mid-America. Who's the playoff with right now? Breaking news, folks.
Andrew Presnell and Gannon Burr.
Ooh. All right.
Real breaking news when this airs tomorrow. Everybody.
Gannon took a 5 on 18, and Andrew took a 4 to force a playoff.
Oh,
So
so Gannon blew it.
So we're gonna be reacting in real time to this.
I like it. So then we'll follow the Ledgestone pre-Ledgestone talk with Ben's random question, and then we'll do some shop updates. So with that being said, let's go ahead and just talk Mid-America right now. So we are currently in a playoff with the males with the MPO and Mixed Pro Open, and we are with Gannon Burr and Andrew Presnell, who is officially sitting in the 3 spot.
Taking third, I gotta go to a different tab. Taking third place was Kyle Klein, 21 under. Chandler Kramer was in 4th, and then Joseph Anderson and Nico LaCastro tied for 5th.
Who is Joseph Anderson?
Joey Buckets. He was the gentleman that popped off and had some good rounds at KC Wide Open.
Yep. All right, and then we'll talk FPO.
Taking it down was Owen Scoggins defeating Alexis Mandujano, who was in the driver's seat. Alexis Mandujano took a 7 on 18. Owen got up and down for par to win. So if Alexis takes that par's 18, there's a playoff on the FPO side. But unfortunately for her, she finishes in 2nd. In 3rd place was a tie between Kat Murch and Lisa Fakis, and then Val Mandujano and Holland Hanley taking 5th place, respectively.
All right. And Holland back up there in the top of the leaderboards again. She did not go over to Europe, correct?
No.
Okay.
After their drives, Andrew Presnell is on the fairway after 2 throws, and Gannon is on the fairway after 1 throw. So we are seeing what's going on.
So advantage Gannon, huh?
That is what it appears to be.
Seems like forever since we saw Owen play.
I know.
I don't know how long she took like a hiatus, but it just seems like probably like more than a month.
Yeah.
I think the last time I saw her, what was that? The one that Sayananda won was the last tournament that I think I saw her in, right?
She won Masters.
Yeah, right.
So she was more than likely getting ready for that and taking a break. But
Pro Tour side of things, yeah, definitely the longest that. But man, well then, Harmony Benz, just not great for weather either.
No, it never is.
No,
it never is.
Like just flooding, whole course, four holes become unplayable, and just unreal. And it's plagued. I mean, I can think of probably 4 other times where something has happened. And didn't they have the cancellation of the round halfway through last year for like a tornado or something like that in the area, or a big lightning storm? Or so
that one in the Desmonez Open.
Yep. So Ledgestone, we'll just give a quick cap of Ledgestone, and I want to make a correction, so I'm going to take a mulligan here. I did say that they were only playing, the MPO was only playing Eureka. That is incorrect. They are playing Eureka and Black. So, and I don't know why I said that, but for some reason my mind just went blank, and so they are playing that, but I'm excited to see it, and that should be the full field. Everybody should be back from Europe at that point, all the top players, so...
I don't know if you guys were on Instagram or anything yesterday, but did you see Ezra, Brody, and Calvin were playing around together, and like every other hole they're like, oh my god, we all just aced, we all just hit aces on this hole, or someone hit an ace on this hole. I'm like, no way. Like,
yeah, exactly.
How real is this?
Exactly. Or the spike onto the top of the basket. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Where it split. Now, if that's real, I so wanted to be that guy, but I was on the Door Disc account. I wanted to be that guy and be like, yep, that's Innova plastic for you. That's the only plastic I've ever seen crack or break, ever. Have you ever seen any other plastic crack or break malicious without being malicious?
I've seen some.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I've seen some old Discraft stuff like that has done that, but again, that's old. But that's just that's the same thing with discs. Just over time, like all manufacturers and all discs will break down. But that's the only thing that I've ever seen that has like legit like broke in the act of playing. But it's been again old. That's the caveat to that.
Yeah. So I have personally I've seen old discs like Discraft, and I've seen other discs that'll have like a hole in the flight plate, something like that. I have never personally seen a disc break other than Innova, and I have only ever broken one disc, and it was Innova. And it shattered in my hand. Like I went to throw it, and it just bloop, and I was holding the piece, and the rest of it went out the other way. Actually, 2 other pieces went the other way. It was incredible. That was some brittle stuff.
Gannon Burr just hit the cage and it rolled out and back. I believe that was for the win. I am simulcasting.
Yeah,
I'm podcasting and
that's perfect
and watching.
So he hit the cage for a winning putt and rolled where?
It rolled back, but then he made the comebacker. So I'm about to see what is happening. I think Andrew Presnell just won.
Okay.
Oh, so congratulations, Andrew Presnell.
Well, Gannon rushed that putt, so I don't know if like he was like out of it. I got to refresh my UDisc to see because what was happening, as far as like who was putting for what. But in the playoff, yeah, Gannon was putting for birdie and then hit the cage and it ran out. So then he just put it in for par. And because he missed that putt, Andrew Presnell had to tap in for 5 feet from birdie. So Andrew Presnell gets his first win on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. This is a silver event, but it is his first disc. Yep. He gets his very first Disc Golf Pro Tour event win in his home state of Missouri.
Very nice. Good for him. All right. So anything else to be said about Ledgestone? I think we talked about it last week, but
yeah, always a good event. JP still sucks because he didn't take his players back. That's all I gotta say. Could have flipped that bag, man, for a lot of money.
Probably. Yeah.
It's the whole idea of flipping, though. Like, I think that's.
Oh, there's enough Facebook groups out there that you could flip with these.
It'd be easier if I was at the event to flip it because people would be looking for it. But to go on to bag it to like get it shipped and everything, kind of a hassle.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the only part that I don't like. I'd be more willing to sell discs online if I had my own printer and stuff to print labels, which I don't have at home. But it'd just be easier.
Agreed. So let's get into the really important stuff here. Slam ball. So Slam ball is back. And for those of you that do not know, it's on ESPN and ESPN Plus and ESPN2 looks like. So those are the three. So basically, and it might be on the Ocho. I'm not quite sure.
Dude, the Ocho's got to be coming up soon.
Yeah, it does.
Every August 8th. The Ocho.
So
can't wait for some pickleball or something random like that to be on it.
Probably disc golf.
It has been on there before.
So
that's another
with
thing
that,
I was thinking.
They have some of the most fantastic names for their teams. But with that being said, if you do not know what slam ball is, it is a basketball. It's basically a full contact slam dunk competition with trampolines. Is there a better way to describe it?
No.
I mean, I have seen a couple people take an occasional jumper here and there. Like, they jump on one of the trampolines and maybe hit like a bank shot or something.
If you're,
because they're scared.
If you're taking jumpers, you're a nerd.
Yeah, it's called slam ball for a reason,
right? goaltending. Like there's some odd rules. Like you can pass the ball out of bounds to yourself to like reset. Like that makes no sense. People throw the ball down on the tramp. I don't understand that either. Like before, like
so they can get more bounce on it or something like that.
Something weird.
Yeah,
but I do like the kind of like the penalty shot. You know, the 1-on-1 jumping off the tramp and like going up against somebody. That's always fun. I feel like you really got a 2-hand dunk against people. You can't come with like a windmill or a tomahawk. You really have to like.
Oh, you gotta lay it down.
Gotta go hard in the paint.
Absolutely. So,
is there another rule where two people can't be on the like pad at the same time too? Like there's the 4 tramps and like there's a pad in the middle. 4 trampolines. All right, and then there's like a big like kind of like pad thing in the middle.
Is
that
the
like,
resident slam ball expert of this podcast.
I guess I don't know. I watch like
there's
a
8
game.
tramps on that course. Why wouldn't? All right, so I have some definitions here for you. I want you guys, no cheating. I want you guys to try to figure out what these mean. Now, these are definitions that are used for slang in slam ball.
Okay.
All right. So the first one is going to be blender. What is a blender when it comes to slam ball?
I was thinking like a 360.
I'm going with that. It's like you put something in the blender. So I'm going that it's the air, like an area on the floor. That would be my guess of like where the most action's happening, where like people are getting mixed up and tangled up. That is my guess.
Okay. So the score is currently 0-0.
Okay.
It is the act of launching from a spring bed, landing on your back, springing up, and then scoring a basket.
That's lame. I like
what?
All right.
Are you ready?
It sounds like something the kids do on the trampoline, like play popcorn or whatever, and you lay on your back and you like jump and try to pop them.
All right. And they also call it a burner, just so you know. All right. So this should be a little bit easier. A BTB.
behind the back.
JP?
Yeah, I was going to say back to the basket, but behind the back sounds way easier.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Behind the back. All right. Here's the next one. A chaser.
Is that when somebody's going up for a slam and somebody comes from behind and blocks them?
I was going to say that it was... I want to be different. That was kind of something... I was going to say that it was maybe like a putback or something. Like you jump and like you jump off of like the trampoline and you either put it back or you grab it from behind. But I don't know. I have no guess.
Close. I'll give you a half a point for that one. So it's a 1.5 to 1. So a chaser is basically what JP said, where why do they bounce it off the trampoline? So what you do is you release the ball on the bounce in a forward motion, recollect it between the first and second bounce to legally allow the player to transfer from tramp to tramp. So you cannot touch two trampolines without bouncing the ball. So that's what's called a chaser. So that's why they bounce the ball off the tramp. All right. So we'll be done with that. So there you go. So slam ball, check it out. It is absolutely fantastic. Back in the day, they used to have it. I don't even remember when it was. JP, do you remember when they used to have slam ball?
It was early 2000s.
It was on Spike TV.
Yes, Spike TV. That's right.
Yes, it was. So for names like Buzzsaw, Ozone, Wrath, the Rumble, Lava, Griffins, like, come on, the Mob. Like, these are fantastic team names.
I watched the Wrath play the other day.
The Rumble, yeah, just awesome.
tell
So
you
you
what,
look in the stands, man, and it's like half full.
Yeah. I
tell
bet
you-
you still has better numbers than the WNBA. Oh, I
Yeah.
should stop.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I'll tell you what. You know what I have become a big fan of that I thoroughly enjoy? Cricket. I love
Ooh.
watching cricket. Major
I
League Cricket.
cannot understand that sport.
Oh, I'll send you a video that is less than 10 minutes and then it'll kind of just explain it to you. And I think after that, once the cricket for me, when I tell people that I watch cricket, is like once they understand it, then they understand like the hype behind it of like why it's so global and so many people like it. But Major League Cricket is completing their first season tonight, like right as we're recording this. It's actually going on, and it's been very fun to watch Major League Cricket. First U.S. season here, and it's been top notch.
Very cool.
And
Yeah, send it to me. I'll watch it in bed tonight.
the real quick, and we'll wrap up cricket.
I'll be closed.
So in his happy place. So there are different versions of cricket, and one of them is called Test cricket. Like that's the one that everybody knows or thinks about cricket over multiple days. T20 is a version of cricket that is played like in like the length of a day, an afternoon. It's very TV friendly and it's very, friendly for everybody because you can go watch it in 3 hours and be done. That version's World Cup is coming in 2024 to the West Indies and the United States. So the United States will be hosting the T20 Cricket World Cup next year. And I am hoping to go.
That's cool. Yeah, I knew there's a bunch of different, I don't know if it's categories or division, like T20, then like it depends. It's all about how long matches last, right? Because like some matches can last for days.
Yeah. So like the big one that happens every year that just happened is it's called the Ashes, and it rotates every year between England and Australia. And that's best of 5 test matches, and test matches are played up until like over the course of 5 days unless there's a winner that happens over. But it's 3 2-hour sessions each day. And in cricket does not have rules; they have laws, and of course it's invented by the British. So there are tea breaks over the course of the 5 days.
Jeez. So that series could go for up to 25 days.
Yeah, so they are scheduled over 5 days, and there are breaks, and it's over the course of the summer. But yes, it can go up to 5 days. So just to give to wrap this up, and then you'll kind of see it in the video later. So in Test cricket, you just play it out until there's like the number of batters is out. The other version that is TV friendly and more like youth friendly, and the T20 is there's a set number of pitches, a set number of balls that is thrown. So that condenses the game. But there is unlimited number of pitches until the game is just over in that long form Test cricket.
Okay, cool. All right, so there it is, slam ball and cricket. Go check them out. Slam ball sounds cooler, but probably not as refined. And the other thing about slam ball, there's no such thing as a foul. Well, I mean, there's a foul, but there's no such thing as a free throw. They do penalty shots, and it's 1v1. And it's full contact.
Yeah.
Slam ball. That's awesome. Like, if you're going to foul somebody, be ready to put up.
Make sure you wear a cup, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, they kind of wear shoulder pads and stuff, helmets and stuff, I think. Yeah, the new ones do, don't they? Well, some do, some don't. So, all right.
Follow up on cricket real quick. Australia's about to win for the first time in 22 years on England's soil. They're up currently in the Ashes.
I think the women's Ashes is going on right now.
Yeah, I was just looking. I'm on Sky Sports, which is a big England, English site, and so they're just talking about it. Australia 135-0 chasing 384 as rain ends 4th day early. Okay, interesting.
Should we get into the really, really fun stuff?
Yeah, enough with this.
Yeah, we'll talk about the United series.
Yeah.
I'm so excited, guys. Come on, let's do this.
All right.
So, not to take it lightly, but to take it lightly. United Series was I coined it as the rollback series. I'm sure I'm going to get tagged from Walmart. Like JP said, it's probably registered trademark, but
Ben said that before, yeah.
oh, was that Ben? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's basically a rollback series. So they turned it into what it was before. And I know there's more technicality to it. I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to be more inclusive. And I'll give you just my impression of it. And I think it's lacking and I think it's incomplete. But this is my impression of it. So they rolled back to kind of what they were before. So Natalie Ryan could play, or transgender females could play in the FPO division. And they're basically starting a new series so that they can roll it back without compromising the rule that they put in place until they can find something that's has a little more legal legs or feet to stand on. And then they will probably get rid of the United Series, or they will keep it running as a side thing that will probably not get that much attention. I know that the Disc Golf Pro Tour is getting a lot of flack about this. But you do have to understand they are a business. And I think I have said this before when we talked about how everything's going when they canceled FPO. Now they come back with this. And I think it's one of those, it's what they had to do to continue to keep the money that had already come in. But it's truly all business. They are a business that needs to create revenues to pay their employees in order to continue to be a business that is moderately successful. There's not a lot of money in disc golf. And even at the highest level, I would assume there's not a ton of money there because the amount of money that it costs to run these events is incredible. The production of it. So with that being said, I believe this is all 100% a business move. They need to keep the revenue streams alive. And when you're eliminating half of your field, a third of your field, you are losing a third of your revenues, if not more, because now you have to refund a certain amount of money for tickets and all on and on and on. Plus you have to fight the legal battles. So there you go. That's my short, uneducated, probably ignorant take on what the United Series is and why the DGPT has done it. Anything to be said?
It's just like, it's important to mention it's not like a separate event. Like these aren't separate events. This is just a designation. It's just like, an Elite Plus, an Elite Series, a silver event. Like this is just a separate designation. They are offering a cash incentive bonus to the top 3 finishers on this. They are awarding separate points for these, so whatever happens there, it's just separate points. But again, points are arbitrary and they're made up and they're whatever. So
it's like whose line is anyways.
Sure.
Yeah.
So they're offering DGPT points and the United Series points.
Yes. Yeah. They're not they're not replacing anything. So when Kristen goes and slaps the field around and wins by 37 strokes, she's getting DGPT
It's another
points.
trophy she's going to get. Yeah.
She's getting a trophy, her Pro Tour points, and United Series points on top of that. But again, like you said, I think like all of these events are what we're coming off, and it's obviously like they are like everybody's very much aware that these were in states where they were going to lose battles. So basically, this is a lot of people have said that this is the best bad idea we've got on both sides of the camps. Like this seems to be the middle ground that is going to kind of get them to where they need to go. The Pro Tour has said that for now, this is what's in place, and they very well could see that this, happening from here on out, because it seems to be nobody's happy, but no one's.
Yeah,
I don't want to say angry.
Like
But keep in mind, the legal minutia is the fact that it will take 2 to 3 years for these courts to decide what is or is not with these legal battles that are going on currently. So this is a measure to bide time is what it is.
Well, I think the thing...
And keep FPO engaged, keep the FPO going.
Well, the way that I am interpreting this is that until a Supreme Court decision is made, which that obviously takes so much time, and because it's local, federal, all the way up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think what is happening and I agree with the business decision. The business decision of this is that like we cannot not like as the Pro Tour, you cannot not go to disc golf hotbeds and like these historic courses, right? You can't take out Ledgestone and D-Glow and Preserve and like all these places forever. Like that is a bad business decision. So like I think that this is the best bad idea in the sense of that like both of these sides are coming together to recognize that you're not going to win in the state law until you get to the Supreme Court, right? So like let's roll this out to ensure all of these moving parts and these moving pieces. And I think like I don't think they'll admit it, but I think that they're hoping like that, hey, we're going to do this, but please stop suing us. Like I don't think
Exactly.
that's like I don't know. That's just the way my take on it is that I think, yes, it's a business decision, just to kind of put this in a nutshell. Yes, it's a business decision, but the business decision is like we have to go to these places. We don't have a choice. We have to go to these courses and to these events because they make us money.
Mm-hmm. Because those women that did the whole like stand up thing at the Preserve, you're honestly pretty pissed about this. Like, you're like, sure, you have to uphold to the C1, C2, C3 testing. That means that, they have to get somebody outside of, a third party to come in and test on a regular basis, making sure that this happens. But that still doesn't really ensure that anything is totally fair when it comes to, right. DNA is DNA, right? Like you can change your, testosterone levels, hormone levels. DNA is still DNA. And that still contributes a big part to your makeup and your athletic, not abilities, because you can train your abilities, but what you are. So I don't know. That's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, I think we see a lot of that coming through more and more. And I think what we're going to see is like United Cycling has one now. Swimmers, United Swimmers has it now. So I think some of these other larger sports, and I think they're just biding time. I think some of these larger sports are probably going to take the impact and make the decision for disc golf. And I think some of those studies are going to be done on that level because PDJ simply, not only do they not have the resources to do it, or maybe they do.
They do.
But I think they simply don't want to. Like, why would they want to? If there's all these things are going on at other levels and will determine whether or not biologically born males have advantages over biologically born females, then, that's why not let someone else do that? And it's also, no one wants to be the bad guy. So why would the PDJ want to step up and do these things and become a bad guy? And it doesn't matter how the outcome comes out. You're a bad guy, plain and simple. There's no winning in this fully. I think to one side or the other, absolutely there's winning, but there's no winning to this in it at all. I think at one point this will all be past. This will all be history. This will all be something that people look back and like go, oh my goodness, I can't believe that was a thought. Either one way or the other. But yeah, I agree, JP, and Sarah Holcomb and Natalie Ryan have both spoken up about it and publicly.
And Ella and they're Erica both very unhappy. Paige.
And Kristen and they're, some are just like, this is awesome. At least we get to move forward. And I think the dissenting on either side is, Natalie is very like, I don't like this. This isn't right. We're going to keep fighting, but I'm get to play now. And then Holcomb's the same way, on the other side, like this isn't right. This isn't how it should be. We should make the decision. So, and I'm paraphrasing, of course. If we want to get into it, we can pull them up, but I don't think that's who we are or what we need to talk about. I think we love to just put out a bunch of conjecture and opinion. And if it's right, it's right. If it's not, then
I just, my thoughts have always been the same, and I don't think that they'll change as far as just where things are at. Is that I don't think that there is enough and across and just in disc golf, obviously there's research coming out about swimming, running, biking, all of those things, right? In disc golf, I don't think that there's enough scientific, factual evidence done by a third party to say anything one way or the other yet. I think science should dictate that and research. And I think with that too, just kind of comes that I think it's important that people remember that we are comparing trans women to cis biological women. Like, right. Like we can't compare men to women in that when this all goes down. Right. I think that that is just an important thing that I feel that is important to mention when this research, when this science, and when all these things are coming out, because there's a difference between a trans woman and a biological, like, and a man, like the three of us, right? Like, so like that's how we need to do this research and do the science and do this comparison.
Well, yeah, it's tough too because
I don't know if I fully subscribe to that.
Why? Like, just people don't like people that transition. They don't just like these are long medical roads and things that do
right. No, I'm not dismissing the trail,
making them different.
Yeah, I'm not dismissing the trail. I mean, you and I have had these conversations before. I'm not dismissing the process of, or the decisions, or the mental strife. I'm not none of that. I'm not dismissing any of that, but I am kind of dismissing like the DNA of it, the bone mass, the muscle. And I know there are hormone treatments that can start at certain points and things, but I don't know enough to even have a true opinion on how that, and I don't think really anybody does at this point. And I think that's what we're getting at.
I'm just saying that I don't think it's fair that, like, I think it's maybe not, I shouldn't say I don't think it's fair. I'm just saying when the research and when the science and when everything is done, I think that it's important that we are not just straight up just comparing men versus women, because that's all I'm saying is that this is an argument over, do we know, like the science, we know that males have a physical advantage over females in many things. But I think in this case, what are we comparing? We are comparing, do trans women have an athletic advantage over women? So like, that's all I'm getting at is I think that is the root of the argument. That is what we're trying to find out. So like the argument and the science and the research should just be that trans women, do they have
it's competitive fairness.
Yes.
Yeah.
In all of this, I don't know, has anybody asked, or I mean not us, but PGA wise or anything, when Natalie's actually started, or any of these people competing when they've actually started their transition? Like it's
all kind of HIPAA stuff, like
yeah,
it is that
that's
slippery
crazy
slope.
I mean, Natalie's been very open. Like she was later in life in her late teens, because she's not that old, but I mean, she's very open. But like the other thing that I was thinking about when you were just talking about that too is like any trans person could, obviously they could just sign up for the PGA tomorrow as a woman, and there'd be no, like, obviously it's very different in the elite series and major, right? But like any trans person could just sign up as a male or a female tomorrow, and the PGA would be none the wiser, because they're not asking for anything like that on your registration form.
And nor does it matter for the rules. So, at that level, it doesn't matter if someone comes into a tier or lower.
Yeah.
They can. That's completely okay. And I think that will probably change with all of this. I think they will make a blanket ruling at one point that'll go one way or the other. And I think that's what they're probably moving towards, but it's going to be years, I think.
Yeah. What if this, so like, I never gave my opinion. Like we talked about last week, you're like, hey, what's your opinion on the whole thing? Yeah. No. So my thing was, what if they just got rid of the FPO through everybody, trans people, females, everybody in MPO, and just like, hey, you're all in the same division, right? There's no arguing about, who's female, who's male, whatever. Then you just say, hey, we're paying out this percentage of males, this percentage of females, and then we're paying out the transgenders this as well, like however many people. And then there's really no arguing.
Just break it out proportionally. Everybody plays under the same
like
banner.
you just get the pot of money, and you're like, okay, this percentage, and obviously there's a lower percentage of trans athletes in the field. So you say, okay, since transgenders proportionately smaller, they get this cut. I mean, they'd probably like, it's gonna be hard because you could complain that, okay, based upon who wins or whatever that gender is, like, oh, they deserve this amount of money. But at the end of the day, you can't deny a transgender person from getting paid, because they're going to get paid no matter what.
Yeah, I think some of what the trans community is fighting for is not to be treated different based on their choice.
Right.
And I think that probably puts them into that category, and I can't speak for them, but I don't know, because I think that's part of what Natalie, I mean, Ben, you might know a little better. It's part of what Natalie is fighting for, right? Not to be put into a separate division, but just to compete as how she identifies.
I think you just kind of hit that on. And like, I think we're just with like the LGBTQ community in general is just like, at the end of the day, everybody just wants to fit in, and they want to feel some sense of normalcy, and they don't want to, be like the sticking out like a sore thumb. So yeah, I think with that, Natalie is like, that is a root of it is that, Natalie wants to be included in the division that she believes she belongs in. So
but what if it's just one division?
Well, there is that, but then that goes back to like what every FPO player has always felt is that they want to play with women. Like I think
they could still play with women. They just all be in one division. Like, and then everybody's still getting paid. Like, you pay the top female performer, whatever the top female performer.
Then you get into some Title IX stuff.
Well, yeah, I guess
that gets tricky.
But I mean, just because you're in a division doesn't mean you can. I mean, I don't know.
But if you pay out, if you're paying out divisions, aren't you just, if you're paying out like X amount of women and X amount of men, aren't you still then creating divisions within the division?
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way.
So I think that's why a lot of this stuff gets sticky is the Title IX. So for 30, 40, 50 years, I don't know how many years Title IX has been being
1970s. Sure.
So yeah, so 40-ish years.
Yeah.
That has been fought over, and so much effort has been put into it, and finally to a point where, ladies feel good about, well, I can't speak up behind, but from the feeling that I'm getting, ladies feel pretty good. And now it just seems like it's under attack again. We did all this stuff, and this is under the guise of, I feel like a female, males are coming into the division that's protected for them. And I think that's where that was the idea that I got from what was being said at the Preserve on that live. And I think that's where a lot of that stickiness comes into, like, hey, we've been fighting for this for so long, and now men are coming back into it. And that's the feeling that they get. And that's the sentiment that I felt like I received from the Preserve. So
I think it's hard because disc golf is just a microscope of everything. Like, we're so like
a little microcosm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we're so small and we're so new, so that like everything just feels like the end all be all, like the biggest thing in the world, just because it's so small.
Right. Well, and it's made to be that way by people like us and other people that want to have these conversations. And honestly, it's kind of one of those things like, you stop talking about it and there's no more credence, and it just involves the people that it affects. But I think it's still bigger than not talking about it. And plus, we'd be pretty boring if we didn't talk about it.
Yeah. It's just like it's just that overlying issue with disc golf right now, where it just kind of brings the sport down. Like, I just I'm tired of talking about it, tired of the way it makes me feel. And it's just like, I want to enjoy the sport without having to feel about without having to have feelings about all these other, like this issue. I just like when you watch it, just be able to enjoy it for what it is and get on with it.
I will say though, I think that having these tough conversations at the end of the day makes you a better person. It provides you, it just in life in general, because it just forces you to think about things from many other people's perspectives. And, you know, I think that that's what I'll say. I think it just makes you a better person.
Well, and these conversations avoid bitterness or bring it to light sooner so it can be dealt with. Holding that stuff in only creates resentment. And if someone knows where you stand, you can make appropriate choices whether to be around that person or not. And then you will stop some of that animosity before it even happens. But with that being said, I do want to point out. Oh, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I did meet Natalie at the preserve. I didn't get to talk to her, but I did like meet her. I just said hello. Natalie is a very nice person. I think that she's and she just gives us this vibe that she's just kind of like, she is just a very shy person that just wants to play disc golf. And I know that she definitely is a keyboard warrior and heated in the moment. And I just wanted to echo that when meeting her, she was very nice. And I don't think that obviously we've talked about this before, be respectful of her. And just, if you see her and just just doesn't deserve a lot of the hate because she's just fighting for what she truly believes in. So, just wanted to bring that up, that I did have a personal, experience with her and meet her. So
I think the big thing were you trying to fart, JP?
No, I didn't itch on my back. And so I was like just scratching that itch, I was like,
you had the fart face.
No. So I've done that plenty as well, but just me over here in the corner.
So just keep in mind that they're all people. It's a human condition that we have to keep in mind. Just be kind to people, be respectful, and make sure you're honest. That's the only thing that we can ask for as humans to one another. And if your honesty is not on level with someone else, they can make the choice to either be around you or not. That's my humble opinion. And I think if we operate that way, that all of this stuff will go so smooth. Just being hateful is never the answer. So with that being said, any of you else want to leave anything inspirational on the back end of this before Ben asks his thought-provoking and random question?
I might not be part of the human condition because I'm turning into Tick Man.
The Tick.
Like the fly.
All right.
Yeah. Fly. Yeah.
No, don't you know the Tick? You don't know the Tick. Come on.
Oh, yeah. I know. The Tick, the guy that's blue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure. All right, Ben, let's hear it. Random question.
What is the best or your favorite popcorn flavor / topping?
Butter.
Boring.
Boring. Butter. And a lot of it.
Boring.
Like, if you hold a white napkin after you've eaten just one handful of butter and it's not clear, not enough butter.
Still boring. Shane, you've spent so much time in the culinary world and you're going with butter?
Absolutely. Sometimes pretentiousness kills everything. And I think that's what the culinary world has, and they do all the time. Like, we're going to serve deconstructed biscuits and gravy. No, just freaking put the gravy on top of the biscuit. Just make sure the biscuit is good and the gravy is good. We don't need to deconstruct that thing and pull these pieces and parts out. Like, I don't need a side of whole milk with a roux that I need to mix at the table. And
well, now you're just talking about making a croque madame, which is not popcorn.
So in my opinion, popcorn with butter. And if you want to add some like garlic salt or seasoning salt to it, by all means. But butter, best topping ever. You're quiet because you know you're right.
I'm not wrong. I am not wrong. The best popcorn topping is nutritional yeast.
That's good. It is good.
Is what?
Nutritional yeast? It's like almost like cheddar. It's really good.
Okay.
It's really good.
Yes, I put a little bit of
I hate
turmeric.
that I agree with you.
So I make my own homemade popcorn, and I do oil and butter, and I kind of almost fry the popcorn, and then I also put turmeric in there for color, and then I top it with nut yeast and pepper. He
I
agrees
feel
with
like
me.
you're messing with it too much.
No,
I mean, the nutritional Reese, but I feel like I feel like that's a like case of molestation.
I'm just gonna have to make
the food
some. I'm
variety.
just gonna have to make some and bring it up to you.
All right. I'll take that challenge.
Garrett's mix is also up there. The cheddar and the caramel mix from Garrett's in Chicagoland.
So the Washington Island mix is the same thing, and it's really good.
Well, they stole it from Chicago.
All right, JP, let's hear it.
I'm a big fan of butter, but I like to like cinnamon and sugar.
Ooh.
God, I hate that. I like that too.
Yeah, like
I've
cinnamon.
actually never had that.
And then somewhere else I had sriracha popcorn.
That sounds great.
That
Yeah.
does sound good.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was good.
A little chili
Have you
pepper.
tried the flamin' hot
What's that?
popcorn yet? Have you tried the flamin' hot popcorn yet?
No, not yet.
You should. It's pretty good.
Do you ever mix anything in your popcorn? Put any like M&Ms or anything in there?
Oh yeah, I put M&Ms. But you know what? If you go to the movie theater and you put the M&Ms in with the butter stuff, it like gets the coating off of it, and your fingers get all kind of like, you know. But it's still good. Yeah, pretzels, popcorn, M&Ms, like that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I feel like you're talking about trail mix now. Matt would really love that. All
He
right.
probably wouldn't take you up on it though.
No. He was hurt as a child with some sort of trail mix. It had to like someone must have thrown a bag at him or something of trail mix and it hit him.
He does not like nuts. That is my understanding.
Oh.
So he's kind of phobic. He's like nut phobic.
Well, I'll tell you what he's phobic of: parking out front of buildings.
Well, with that said, talking about buildings that he didn't want to park in front of, Door Disc Golf. So we do have a physical location in Fish Creek, but we also have doordisc.com. With that being said, all the stuff we mentioned in the previous episodes, the custom stamps, the DD restock or the trilogy restock, that stuff is moving quick. So get online, grab some. We'll send it anywhere in the United States, actually anywhere in the world if you want to pay the shipping. And $75 or more is free shipping. So get on there, excluding a few products such as the carts, some of our bags, things like that, those larger items. But with that being said, hexes and glitches will be in the shop and on the site early this week. So you're listening to this, it might be on the shop right now.
In Vanguards.
Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Vanguards. Yep. And then the cinnamon went live, and I think we have one more cinnamon left. Do we have any more cinnamons left? I don't know.
There's a couple when I was in the shop
Yep.
yesterday, but
all right. The proto cinnamons, I know I saw a couple go out, and then but yeah, so hexes and glitches, and we got a lot of each of those coming. So keep an eye out on those. And then I think outside of that, that's about all we got. Oh, we did get a bunch of accessories in. So we got like quick sticks and birdie bags and on and on. We even got beach frisbees. So like we got some ultimate frisbees, some night gliders, some beach frisbees, some fastbacks. So there you go. With all that being said, is there anything else or inspirational you want to leave us on, boys?
Be cool to each other.
Cool. JP?
don't drive over 110 miles an hour on the indoor county. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Some dude doubled up the speed limit on his way home.
That's
crazy.
immediate jail time, I bet.
I'm sure it was.
I say the thing I'm going to leave you guys with is that never trust a fart.
Uh-oh. Sounds like something recent happened.
No, just making sure everybody knows. Never trust a fart. With that being said, keep it subpar and deuces in the toilet. Peace.